Groaners, here we go again. 16 episodes away from 200, and I've got even better now, so I'm going to say I'm now 95%. You watch. Friday will come, I'll go on holiday, and it'll hit me again. I'll be like, over the holiday. I bloody hope not, though. But I bet you, by this point, some of you are sick of me counting down to 200 episodes. What can I say? I'm excited. I've been, of course, excited. So am I. 200! Come on! Better than New Year, in my opinion. Or maybe that's saying something. Maybe a bit egotistical or groan-tistical. Who knows? Anyway, we are going to dig down deep into the belly of the groany beast here for this week's episode. Random groan tent again, as well as the games which are also kinda random. Much like me, really. What are the games then? Gimme the question, talking nonsense, 50-50, and of course it could be what the hell, who the hell, or something else, where the hell. I've not decided yet. You'll find out at the end of the episode what the new game is. Well, it's not a new game. A picture, but is it a where? Is it a who? Is it a what? Don't know yet. I'll wing that one. Admin Nicole also brings us facts with a fact drop, which is about Cinco De Mayo. You'll learn more about this later, but it occurs on 5th of May. Starting us off, it'd have to be me, wouldn't it? Why? Because I can. With my groans. The ignorance of people. A sign says no dropping off somewhere. Someone drops someone off right in that place. They get caught and wonder why they got a fine. Hello? There's a big sign there saying no dropping off or stopping or you'll be fined. It's in massive letters, you can see it. The ignorance of people amazes me. It really does. Crisps with no flavourful bite. You buy a packet of crisps and they boast how flavourful they are. Mouth-watering, you open the bag, ram a crisp, that's a potato chip, into your snack hole and nothing happens. There's no wow, there's no taste explosion. All you taste is oil, possibly grease and potato. And lastly, disappointment. I hate snacks that do this. Pallid bacon. Right then, my worldly audience of groaners. I love bacon. I could eat it until my gut rivals the size of the Goodyear blimp. But it must be back bacon and have a little fat to it. Unsmoked thinly cut is key. Done right, it's the stuff that is beautiful. But those that just dip it in the pan and say it's ready, why? It's just grey pallid mush and yuck. Let it cook! That's my groans fed to the groan beast I keep in my basement, groaners. Sadly, no audience groan again out there from any of you. Come on, groaners, come on. You know the content information. Do your thing. Send us your groans. Many ways to send, but I'm only going to give you one way to do it out of the many. To keep it simple, the email, which is thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Come on, let us feel the fibres of your groany pockets, dear groaners. Let's move along and play a game now, which in this case is Gimme the Question. I have the answer. I'll give you 3 questions. You must pick the right question to get a point. Simple concept. Round 1. Your answer is nomophobia. Your questions are A. What is the phobia of being without your mobile phone? B. What is the phobia of possibly eating too much? Or C. What is the phobia of adding up numbers? Pause your groaners. Pick your right question, or what you think is the right question, and then unpause. Round 2. Your answer is plutophobia. Your questions are A. What is the phobia of being too cold? B. What is the phobia of having money? Or C. What is the phobia of bathing? Pause your groaners. Have a little think. Pick the right question in your opinion, and then unpause. Round 3, the last round. Your answer is optophobia. Your questions are A. What is the phobia of opening your eyes? B. What is the phobia of closing your eyes? Or C. What is the phobia of having one eye open? Pause here, Groaners. Pick your right, or say what you think is the right question, and then unpause. With that note, the correct questions will come later, Groaners. For now, we must have the first fact of Admin Nicole's fact drop for Cinco De Mayo. If I'm mispronouncing this, my apologies. This one is long. Do bear with me. In 1861, Mexico was suffering financially and unable to repay its debts to foreign governments. In response, the English, the French, and Spanish sent armies across the water to strong-arm the Mexican government into repaying. Mexico managed to renegotiate with the English and Spanish, who withdrew, but the French used the opportunity to make a land grab, invading Veracruz towards the end of 1861. On the ascendancy, a French army of around 6,000 strong aimed their attack at Puebla de Los Angeles, or Angeles, depends how you pronounce it. In response, a motley crew of 2,000 to 5,000 indigenous and mixed heritage warriors met them on May the 5th, 1862. The Battle of Puebla ended in Mexican victory, becoming a symbol of resistance for the Mexican people. Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May in English, marks that unexpected victory over the French. Though significant, the victory was not definitive. It took 5 more years for the French to leave Mexico finally. Well, that's an interesting fact there. I never knew anything like this. Never knew anything about this. But 5th of May, quite significant for the Mexican people. Good on you for standing up in the past. Well done. More facts to come later, Groaners, but now I'm left scratching my head as I ask myself, what the, with the next section. Ever heard the expression, only in America? Well, this is definitely up there with that statement, and thanks to Nicole for doing this research. In California, 3 people have been jailed for insurance fraud after proclaiming their cars were damaged by a bear. Wait for it, Groaners. Wait. It wasn't a bear, it was one of their friends in a bear costume trying to damage their cars. They each have to serve 180 days in jail, including the one dressed as the bear. How stupid must a person be to think they can fool cops and investigators who know what bear damage looks like? Honestly, I'm shaking my head in bafflement. Just what the indeed? Another game now, Groaners, as we advance on the show with Talking Nonsense. Yes, this is a game where I talk backwards, but you Groaners must think forwards to try and solve what I'm saying. Round 1. Your clue is, this involves spiders. Your nonsense is, hey wolf and Kara. Pause here, Groaners. Have a think. What could the nonsense be? Answer, then unpause. Moving on. Round number 2. Your clue is, this was a popular stunt show, but is also an insult. Your nonsense is sarcasm. Pause here, Groaners. What could that reverse gibberish be? Answer, then unpause. Last round, round 3. Your clue is, what is the opposite of a boomerang? Your nonsense is a hit. Pause here, Groaners. Have a think what that could be. Answer, and then unpause. And the answers will be spun into forwards later, Groaners, with the game answers. We stick with Nicole twice now for another fact drop about Cinco de Mayo, and then we'll move straight into Creepy Corner. The largest Cinco de Mayo celebrations in Mexico take place in Puebla, where the victory took place. Here, thousands take part in a parade through the streets. There's a reenactment of the battle and a grand celebration after the Mexican forces have claimed their victory. Elsewhere in Mexico, however, Cinco de Mayo isn't a big celebration. Must be reserved for the more area. So the closer you are to where the battle took place, the more it means to you. Even though when you're on the outskirts, say further away from Mexico, it still means something to your Mexican heritage. Interesting. 2 more facts to go, but Nicole stays with us now for Admin Nicole's Creepy Corner. Your story for this week is called Making Amends. Dr. Quack and Lionel never had any plans to become good. Their focus was always finding a way to end suffering, to make sure no one felt what they did. They always just had their own way of going about things and had no issues with destroying anyone in their way in whatever method seemed appropriate or fun depending on the situation. Even after finally getting through to Valencia, even slightly, that would never change. They would, however, become more aware of things, adapting their plans even a little. For the first time, they had a chance to get what they had always wanted, and they would never let this go by. Dr. Quack ordered the scientist to get him back into his own body. Usually, he would erase the part of the memories that included his influence, altering so the past version of himself just appeared to be a genius. In Robin's case, however, it was all fake. The body, the memories, all of it. Just one elaborate and very expensive lie to keep Dr. Quack safe until Robin turned of age. It was also one of their strongest achievements. They were planning on destroying every part of him once Dr. Quack was back where he belonged, yet for Valencia, they decided to isolate his memories instead. To save whatever piece they could in a way revive Robin if needed. They would have to create a soul though, and that had never been done before. Lionel, on the other hand, decided to take the time to talk to Lily. He hadn't much else to do while waiting for his father to be back, and this was something he saw as his responsibility. Lily's room lay behind a large set of wooden doors with metal engravings. Inside it was clear. This was no prison cell. Lionel had actually taken the time to give her space away from the labs, away from all the scientists. She sat there on her chair, in the corner, surrounded by her books, looking confused and upset. All Lionel could do was kneel in front of her and apologise for everything. For the wedding not going to plan, for everything with Robin, even for responsible for how she felt now. It's not your fault, Lionel. I know you never loved me, yet in a way you saved me, so I guess it works out. We can't all have love, and we can't all have family. It's pure luck to get both. I think in a way, I had accepted that, she said. Lionel stood up and started walking around the room, looking at every nook and cranny. He noticed and reminisced about how much the room had changed since he built it for her years ago. It's not actually okay though, is it? I used you for my own gain. You needed answers on your brother, and I gave them to you. I told you that your brother never existed, yet everything you remember, everything you saw, that was him. My father made a pact when we started this plan to never interfere in lives or choices unless it affected the plan. Robin was the final piece, and even then, how he was with you, with that other girl, my father didn't do that. You must still be very confused though, he replied. Lily stood up and took Lionel's arm, encouraging him to sit down. His nervous pacing was making her nauseous, and she needed to make him stop. She could see how bothered he was by all of it, how sincere his apology must have been, and yet at the same time, it wasn't needed. She was no better than him at the end of the day. The choice to attack Carla was hers, and hers alone. No one made her do it. They simply wanted to think of ways to test Lily's poison through as many means as possible. Lily was the one who picked up the dagger and used it. She has no one to blame for that but herself. I'm the one who killed Carla. She's alive, sure, but she's not Carla anymore. I'm not even sure how I feel about that. You said her name was Harmony now, right? I'm surprised you're not seeing her as a valuable test subject. You know, before you found me in the forest. I met the star goddess. She gave me 2 blessings from the stars, and neither have ever activated. I'm not even worth activating a blessing from a god. So how could I dare refuse an apology from some of the most powerful beings to exist? Are you even human? Or even more than the evolutions you create? She asked. Lionel thought long and hard about how to answer that for her. In a way, he and his father had grown a terrible habit of messing around with timelines and wreaking havoc and chaos wherever they go. It's not always been intentional, but it does seem to end up being what happens. As for being human, well, his father is now the architect of destiny, although that part of their plans didn't really extend past hitting that point. They were smart, calculated, the finest of geniuses to ever exist. Yet surprisingly, they weren't the best at making plans. They always made a habit to make plans to a certain limit to make sure they could deal with any interruptions along the way. There was never a plan for what happens after the plan succeeds. They have time for that though. Lily smiled. She didn't know what to do now or where to go, but she could tell life would be interesting around Lionel. She had never known real family or even real love, but this could be a chance to make amends, so she agreed to help Lionel where she could. He was happy, but he had to warn her. Liam was dangerous, far more so than Lionel or Dr. Quack ever let on. Lily had to keep a distance from him, and if that was ever impossible, she had to make sure to never be alone with him. Lionel wasn't sure what might happen if she was. Well, Admin Nicole, that was... felt like a twisted love triangle there for some strange reason. I don't know why. Lots of murdering and other stuff going on there. I know things have happened in the past, but all this stuff about timelines and everything, I'm getting confused. As Doctor Who once said, time is a timey-wimey thing. But, yeah, I don't know how you keep track of it all. But once again, well written, looking forward to more in the future. In a change to our regular Groan Tent Groaners, there's a new section which may pop up again, well, now and again I should say, mentioning sweet things for the podcast. It's called Ah Bless. The world's oldest gorilla is called Fatu, and she lives in Berlin Zoo. She's just turned 69 and celebrated with a salad feed up. But no cake sadly, as sugar isn't healthy for this lovely lady. 69 though is an important milestone for her, as this makes her the oldest gorilla in captivity. Happy birthday Fatu! Oh bless. Bouncing back to Nicole now for the fact drop number 3 for Cinco De Mayo. While Cinco de Mayo is acknowledged and celebrated in Mexico, it is not treated as a federal holiday. In the United States, Cinco de Mayo celebrations began the following year in 1863 in the southern border states like California. You learn all sorts on this podcast, don't you, Groaners? You really, really do. I do love it when special occasions come up or special things come up. What we're trying to do on here, Groaners, with the podcast, Admin and Nicole does a lot of work behind the scenes, and we're trying to get as many world special days, holidays, events as we can. Granted, we can't do them all, unfortunately, and we try to either cover them with a little section, or just like today, we do Fact Drop. And it's just a way of kind of honouring the other countries, or honouring special occasions for different countries, rather than just focusing on the UK. And that is why we do things like the Fact Drop. Stopping that fact right there, Groaners. There'll be another one coming up later, as we now have just enough time for another game. Well, there's another game down the line, but time for another game right now, with 50-50. You should know by now, Groaners, this game gives you half a chance of getting the right answer. 2 rounds of 50-50, here we go. Round number 1. The first acknowledged computer game was A. Pong, or B. Space War. Pause it, Groaners. If you know your gaming history, you'll do well at this. If you don't, guess. You never know, you might get it right. Unpause. Here we go. Round number 2. The console that is yet to have stable emulation is A. the Amiga, or B. the Xbox One. Pause it, Groaners. Pick your 50-50. If you're again struggling to guess, pick one at random. You never know, you might get it. Then unpause. You really won't have to wait long for the game answers, Groaner, so I'm not going to say here come the game answers, because they're literally coming up right now. From last week, Admin Nicole's anagram anxiety solution was Dracula Simia, which is another name for the monkey orchid. Yep, no points to me there. Surprise, surprise. How'd you do, Groaners? Did you have any knowledge of flowers or anything? If you didn't, well, I highly doubt that you got it. I know I didn't get it. Oh well. Talking nonsense. For round 1, your nonsense was arachnophobia. For round 2, your nonsense was jackass. For round 3, your nonsense was, and I'm so sorry for this bad joke, a stick. Oh god. Well, reaching the bottom of the barrel there, Mistere. Gimmie Da Question. For round number 1, your answer was nomophobia. No, this doesn't mean you got a phobia of eating too much. It's actually the correct question of A. What is the phobia of being without your mobile phone? But it seems a lot of us, in modern eras now, leave your phone at home, and you're like, where's my phone? You know the little dance you do, and you go, my phone, where's my phone, where's my phone? Then you realise you've left it at home charging, or left it somewhere, like, in the car or something. And then you leave it there all day, going, where's my phone? And you're panicking. Nomophobia. If you really, really need your phone, you might have that. Round 2. Your answer was Plutophobia. And no, this has nothing to do with a little tiny planet. Your correct question was B. What is the phobia of having money? That must be one hell of a phobia to have. I know lots of us out there spend money we don't have, and some of us, it's like having like a burning rock in your pocket. But to have a fear of having money, What must that be like? Can you imagine that? You hate money, you don't want money, how'd you live? How'd you pay for things? How'd you survive? Round 3, your answer was optophobia. Your correct question was A. What is the phobia of opening your eyes? Now, I know people out there are blind, bless them, but they either born like that or it developed over time. But can you imagine this phobia gets in your head and you walk around with your eyes closed all the time? Can you imagine how vulnerable that leaves you? That must be one hell of a thing. And the fear of having to open your eyes to do anything. How'd you eat? How'd you wash yourself? It's just one of these things that's just, wow. The human mind is a puzzle box we need to unravel to get to the bottom of some of these things. And that's the game answers rounded up, Groaners. Here's hoping points were given out this week. We've one more fact from the fact drop coming up now. 15 years before the Battle of Puebla, California, and other western states were formerly Mexico, Mexican citizens were made US citizens overnight by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848. If I mispronounced that last name, I'm really, really sorry. As you may know, Groaners, foreign languages and pronunciations are my weakness. And no, that's not a phobia, it's just me being a Geordie man who can't pronounce foreign words. That's the facts on Cinco De Mayo finished. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, brilliant. And if you're celebrating the occasion of Cinco de Mayo, I hope you enjoy it. But please do enjoy it responsibly. Now we have the final game to take us out this week. It's the picture game for Where and What the Hell Is This? And yes, 2 titles because I'm offering double points. No, that's not 4 points. That's just 2 points. I want to know the name of this toxic lake and where it is. And your clue is, it used to be a former copper mine. The Groaners who listen from the USA, they may have a slight advantage over the rest of the world. But I hope you know your geography, Groaners, to get this. The answer will come next week. And with that being said, Groaners, and I forgot, the picture will show up on Podbean and Facebook. I think we're slowly phasing out Discord, because Discord, well, it's a dying thing, isn't it? Not many people use Discord these days, and yeah, I think it's just going to start dwindling. Sorry about that, Groaners. But that being said, Groaners, thanks for tuning in. As always, we'll be back next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Mexico managed to go. First mistake. Honestly, I'm shaking my head in. We can't all have love, and we can't all